How everybody did? Interesting. Yeah. Well, no. I'm not like you with this thing like this. I've never seen how she's behaved because of that. Well, I've never really changed anyone. Except in that I don't know what she was in there. You know, just the one day you learn it and see that with it. But I just think that change. There's another decision to go here. But she realized it was really the deal. But you know, there's another thing I said that it's not moving. I think that's the solution. Because they got that love. diventa franca, cosa che tutto il tempo I don't think this is the kind of relationship what? It's not that easy. I don't know. His mom is not there, being enough for you for your hard labor, probably. I feel like you criticize me, but that's the thing I want to talk to know. No, I don't know. Nothing interesting happens. What are you saying? You said, I'm sad. Go on. I don't know, I'm just sad. Not that I'm sad about that, but I'm just sad about it. I think it's good when I hear it. Then I am which is okay for me. But then I wish I was not say that.
People I take you swimming with them. Problems of my root. Yeah. Wow. That's it.
School. And the one next for school. School. And the one next for school.
or as an auditor. Yeah. So I remember last time we just mentioned in passing that we can do interviews, focus group discussions, observations, but we want to go into detail also understanding these tools, but also by understanding will also mean that we have to also look at what are the advantages and disadvantages of each particular tool. Okay? So it's something that you're already mostly familiar with, especially if you've already done research. And the only difference is that we're taking the same tools and we want to use them for the sake of auditing an organization. Alright? So that's the only difference that we are basically looking at. But in terms of the tools, the techniques that we're going to use, you'll find that they are things that you are already familiar with. Okay? Yeah, so mostly we're saying we want to look at the data collection tools. So what are these tools that we're talking about? Number one, we're looking at the use of questionnaire. Which is the most common one that a lot of students, even when they are doing their projects, will be easy to use. Yeah. However, a lot of books will talk about questionnaires differently, that some of them are basically self-administered, or others are basically even also use other people basically to assist you in terms of what? Data collection. Okay? So self-administered are the ones that you basically, you yourself as a researcher, you administer the questionnaire on your own. Right? Yeah. Or sometimes we may also say that in terms of technology, yeah, you find that nowadays there are systems that we also use for data collection. For example, what is known as Kobo Collect. Yeah. So Kobo Collect basically uses the mobile phone. Yeah. So you can have a questionnaire that you have on the mobile phone, and you can simply send the respondent the link, and we'll be doing it on his phone. Okay. Hence the word that we're looking at it as what? Self-administered. Okay? So maybe just to give you an example, I have one that we are doing right now that we are using basically on the mobile phone. So there's one that we are using now. We're starting we have a number of data collectors that we are collecting data right now, and I'll just give you an illustration. Yes. Bravo. This is the study that it's on post-COVID-19 conditions. The topic is on assessing post-COVID-19 conditions in Malawi's underprivileged. Right? So you can see that here with the questionnaire, the first issue is about the content. You don't start asking someone questions before getting approval from the person. Okay? So it's more or less like we know more about the study. So you can see here the topic, we talking about the topic, saying no, this topic is about assessing COVID conditions in Malawi and the population. My name is Ogo, so you will be researcher. Yes? When I was a researcher, you brought some down as a researcher, I'm conducting this study, and she got funding, she won this funding. What's the purpose of it? What's the reason of engaging that particular person? What are the risks? And then basically the person will say yes or no. Alright? So for example, I'm doing a question. Do you give consent to take part in the study? Type on it. So if someone says no, they will be asked. Study is if anything, I would consider a risk. And then back to say, when the assumption it says yes, you see it change. So it changes here in terms of now we're saying, is it a numerator? Yeah, who is doing the data collection? Is it the data collectors that we train to go and do the data collection, or is something that is self-administered? So self-administered, it means that when I'm doing an name the piece, or moving a person over the piece, when you want to share in here, near and so it means that's not going to have a click on there as self-administered. If it is a numerator, there will be one essence in and okay, who is the name of the interviewer? So we have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I'll go there. So they put their name, okay, the name, and then we go like that at the office. Yeah, what is the date? District. Yeah, from there, traditional authority. What's the gender? What's the age? Religion? Tribe? These are demographic information. Yes? Yeah. What's the marital status? Occupation? Have you tested for have you tested positive for COVID-19? So someone will say yes or no. What are the conditions that you're facing? Did you recover from it? How long did you recover? Based on the objectives of the what? Of the study. Yes, you can edit, put it on the tool, yes, and then you simply put it on the end. At the end, you simply so the backend user of this system, so this one is using a system. Yeah. So besides that, you can use a questionnaire within it's a paper. You use also sometimes these tools known as code collect. Another one is also known as ODK. Yeah. It's similar again to code collect. Okay. If not, there's even the simple thing is if you have a Gmail account, you can also use my Google Forms. You've seen my Google Forms, eh? So you can use to import the Google form by looking at your specific questionnaire and you put it on the system, which means that you should be able now to generate in terms of the likely questions in a format of a Google what? Google form. Yeah? So what's going to be done now to your Gmail account? So you're able now to retrieve that particular data and find and get a filled up questionnaire. Yeah. So that's what we are thinking about. So as the designers you have seen is that first of all it means that when you're doing your data collection as a researcher, you have to obtain consent. So the same also with an auditor. Yeah? It's not guaranteed that everyone will want to participate. Actually in any research, your participation is voluntary. Yeah? Voluntary in the sense that you can deny to participate. Okay? Or you can basically say, yes, I'm willing basically to participate. So that's why we are saying that when you are also doing it in terms of the questionnaire, you need to obtain consent. So as you have seen, the next is where we're just simply collecting information more about demographics, characteristics, yeah, of the respondent himself. Yeah? Because sometimes it can be that maybe they are associated with age. When a statistics in a what is okay, most of the data you were able to put in was going on the southern region of Gabena. COVID-19 was hit very much in the southern region or the northern region. So sometimes those demographics help you also to understand that okay, what are the more common from what areas. So that's why we basically collect these demographic information. So what are the ages? What are the is it more males participating in the study? Is it more females? Because then you are able to get that information from the demographic. But are many things that we want to look at. What is the interest of this study is to look at the post-COVID-19 condition. So does it have anything to do with whether male or female? We know that it was hit by COVID. Yeah? But still more, it still makes sense to know that, okay, what is it that in terms of statistics? Was it more people were affected were males or was it females? You remember even time at the WHO, they had published little less than because some kinds of already we have underlying things that they are on our mind, and then we are suffering from all these stress, anxiety, and whatnot. So you find that people were easily passing on. Unlike what? Unlike females. The same even about the issues concerning suicide. I understand the statistics are higher on the males unlike the females. But it's something that also gives you room to understand that, okay, why is it the case? Yeah? So sometimes those demographic characteristics can also help us to know whether there are some factors that are also contributing that because you are a male or you are a what? You are a female. Okay? So maybe in terms of COVID-19, maybe a lot of males were getting it because of socialization only. To see another, female. Yeah? It could be the case. Yeah? Which somehow there is a slight what? A slight relationship. Okay? Then, how do you know which questions to put in a questionnaire? Yeah? So likewise, as in any research, you do have what are known as your research what? Objective. So what do you want to achieve? So the same even with an audit. Remember that we said there are different approaches and different types. So what type of audit do you want to conduct? So depending on the type of audit, or depending on the approach that you want to use in terms of your auditing exercise, will help you also to define as a what? As an objective. So what is it that we want to look at? Is it to do a strategic audit? Is it a functional audit that we just want to say that as a human resource department, how are they undertaking their roles as a function in the organization? So it means that if you're doing a functional audit, it means the questions that you're going to ask, or your objective there is already to look at issues to do with what? Functions of the what? Of the human resource, or the human resource organization. So it means any question that you basically include in a questionnaire, the first thing that we have to ask ourselves is which objective is it trying to address? Because if you see that there is a question and there is no relationship with the nature of the topic that you are doing or the objective, just know that that question is irrelevant. Okay? So we are looking at post-COVID-19. What is the relationship between that question and the nature of your study? Okay? Yes. So it is important that again, the questions that you put into a questionnaire should only be those that are relevant, but at the same time also they are helping to address a specific one, a specific objective. Yeah. But at the same time again, questionnaires should not be too long. Okay? The one I'm showing of course is long, for my favorite to use on the telephone. Yeah? Yeah? So at least it's faster because I will feel like I'm enumerator, right? Yeah. So it is important that the questionnaire should not be too long. Why? Because sometimes people get bored. Yeah? The same even if it is self-administered, you will find that I was only just here and not completed. Now what is the danger? Because when you're doing research, obviously there is what is known as non-response rate. So, as a study, if we're saying that we are looking at a sample of 114, the assumption is that you are going to complete 400 words, 14 days, and get all questionnaires 114. The assumption is that you're going to get 100%, but usually in research it's not the case. That's why we say that there should be an allowance of what is known as non-response. What? But usually the recommended is that non-response rate should not go above 10%. So which means that you are able here on 114 to collect maybe 90%. So it's possible for you to say that 10% and I don't have response. Okay? So there's no way that you can do a research and find out if you are attaining 100% in terms of response rate. It's all good. Okay? So let the word rate not confuse you. It's simply that we are looking at it in terms of the what? The percentage. Yes? Yeah. So we're looking at that. That is also possible that in research you can attain in terms of response rate. So when it comes to the questionnaire, we have basically two types of questions, which we simply have what are known as closed questions and what are known as open-ended what? Question. So closed questions are the ones that you were just requiring that the respondent should whether they say yes or no, or just tick, or just circle. Okay? So we are looking at that. Those are basically closed questions. Why we are saying closed is because there is no further opinion. You are simply teaching. Yeah? How are you feeling today? Good, well, excellent, good. But you can't explain further. But I'm saying good because I'm feeling some pain somewhere. You cannot express those kinds of opinions. That's why we're saying that it is a closed one. It's a closed question because you just answer based on the option that you have been providing. Okay? So which means that again it is important that when you're putting it closed, my answers are very poor because we are really assuming that all the answers are available. What if somebody wants to say that maybe I'm okay? Yeah? So it means that on the alphabetical order if you're using circling, that answer also should be what? Should be there. So it cannot just be that okay, 1 yes, 2 no, but what if somebody wants to say maybe? Yeah? It's not we're saying okay, I'm not sure. Yeah? So it is important that when you are also coming up with this question, you are, what I should say is, it is self-sufficient. In the sense that when the respondent wants to give a true answer about how they are feeling or their opinion, the answer should be ready what? Available. And that's the difficult part when it comes to close open-ended questions, because sometimes they may not know what the respondent would want to specify. Okay? So that's why maybe, I don't know if you have participated in some studies, they will maybe put some options and then say other. Yeah? So if you say other and you say yes, please what? Specify. Okay? So, for instance, we're saying that this study is looking about post-COVID-19 conditions. So you can put all the conditions there, okay? Coughing, heart palpitations. My symptoms are many now COVID-19. But doesn't necessarily mean that everyone was coughing. Some had asymptomatic immunity monitor any symptoms. He's basically has the virus, has COVID-19. So that's why we're saying that maybe it might be difficult for you to list all the symptoms of all the conditions. So where you're not sure, sometimes you can just say, well, okay, other. So that if the person says yes for other, now you can tell them to say, okay, please state how you were feeling, or what were the conditions that you met.
Then it can be cross questions.
Pardon?
Mention cross questions.
If everyone is combined. Yes. But the reason is because we want to get why I was talking about that is because I was saying that sometimes it's so difficult to come up with a closed question, especially where you don't know all the answers. Okay? If they are there. So what I'm saying is that still want to ensure that you're collecting the right information. You might end up now saying, okay, and then asking someone to specify. Okay? So the intention is just to make sure that it is self-sufficient, that the respondent is flexible to answer based on their current situation, how they are feeling at that particular moment, or their opinion, etc. So while the open-ended questions, as we have already said, is where now you're getting opinion directly from the respondent. So such questions, you need to provide again space where someone will be able to write down their opinion. Okay? So usually is that closed-ended question would help you to analyze your can quantify them. How many said yes? How many said no? Okay? The same as we said that, okay, we're looking at demographics to say, okay, how many males or how many were females? So you're able to take all those questionnaires and say, okay, my males are, my females are, my males are one guy, my females are one guy. And you should be able to come up with some statistics to show how many were males and females, which means that you have been able to analyze that particular data what? Quantitative. So closed open questions are very good when it comes to where your research is mixed or you want to focus on very much on the qualitative or the quantitative study. Yeah? But where you're saying that people should give in their opinions, it's difficult to quantify. That information can only be qualified. So you simply explain based on what the respondents are expressing, their opinions that they are giving, their responses that they are giving. Okay? Now the move on. Because I am not
magari la mafosa ile university baada ameenda kama kawa kwa kuna course.
Pardon?
Na sisi wanazuri tusonga kabla ya mtu wa propose hizo nani is online for the
Yes, yeah.
ndio magari la university baada sana kuna kawa.
Okay. And one important thing that you should always notice is that when you're designing a questionnaire, your questions should be in a clear layout. Yeah? Mafusanya they relate with one another. They should be close to each other. You don't expect that for Solina, that is number 20, follow up by this number 40. Yeah? They will make in terms of chronological order. You are not able to arrange the questions in a proper manner. Okay? So the kind of sequence. Yeah, they really want to get more information about this. Okay? The same also, you cannot have section in every one activity. The next question you will put on the next question you will put an open-ended. It means that all the questions concerning that are a carry section in more than that. Then all the questions that are regulating someone to serve, put them under one. And then open-ended questions now are carried on, which usually they are at last. Okay? So what is the questionnaire? So we're looking at a questionnaire is that it's a set of standardized questions. Yeah, that employees will respond to, which can be administered electronically or basically physically on paper. So we are saying that we are not just looking at research, but we are talking about audits. Yeah? So it means that these questionnaires can be administered to the employees via, as we have said, electronically, or they can be basically filled in using what? Paper. So you print them and people will simply fill. So even in an organization context, as you are auditing, you may also use these particular tools. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of using basically a questionnaire, in this case, for the sake of an audit? Not that just in general research, but we're looking at in terms of human resource products. What do you think are the advantages and disadvantages? Yes.
The advantage is that people will be free to put their views on the topic because they will not put their names and Amazon, like they will be truthful to you.
So because there is anonymity, you are anonymous, yeah? Usually you find that even the self-administered, we don't ask the person to put their name. So on whatever, it's just for us, because we never had a so to anyone is okay, kidding over yeah? So when you tick your name, it just go, kid so much. But otherwise, it's not necessary for us to have those particulars. Yeah? So what we are looking at is that, yes, in a questionnaire, you find that there is a lot of anonymity. Yeah? And you find that people are more comfortable in terms of providing feedback because they know that they will remain what? with that anonymity, you find that people will now give an honest feedback. So even in the case of the organization, it's the same case, isn't it? And if you're saying that I will not disclose our names, right on the using the fair person, I mean, people will be open to say all sorts of things about the work, about the organization. But once you start asking them that no, provide your name, now people will be scared. So it's the same also when you'll be doing your research. Don't very much emphasize on people who do providing you their names. Because by doing that, you find that some people would shun away from giving you an honest opinion. Yeah, because they are scared as well that people might take the attack. Okay. What else are the advantages? If you're using a question, why do you think the students are doing? The most common one is this one.
Okay, if you are using a questionnaire about observations already, then it will be able you have, because it will be open communication, so all department will be feeling that they would have feeling that yes. Yeah, because NAS was everybody, but my manager just contribute to development.
So it's very convenient. Yeah. But also it's very ideal where you're dealing with large numbers. Yeah, as what you're saying. I cannot manage to interview one by one if they are, as we gave an example, 114 is our sample size. I'm just giving that as an example. You don't want to interview more than more. You don't figure 114. It won't be easy. So because of that, sometimes you say that so because it's convenient, easy to use, and you are able to reach out to a large number of people in a very short period of time. In an organization, I'm going to 50, the group has some addition. We'll bring them questionnaire 50 and you'll be able to distribute. So you're able to reach out to a large number of respondents in a very short period of time. So that's again another advantage of basically using questionnaire. What about in terms of the disadvantage? And it's possible. Yeah. Oh my God. What a response rate can be high. To put it in the river. Yeah. I give you a let's see what you guys So sometimes in the questionnaire you find that there will be a high non-response rate. Because again, you find that other people will ignore submitting or filling in the questionnaire. But also there is a lot of response biasness. Because the respondent would give answers depending on their level of perception. Okay? So it's a little bit biased because they'll be telling you based on their own standpoint of view. Okay? Based on their perception and how they look at things. So even whether you're doing an audit about the organization, the opinions that you'll be given are based on your own personal experience. Okay? So there is some form of biasness because the opinion may not be for everyone. It's for kids because you are the one giving based on your own personal perception. Exactly. So that's why we're saying that there is a response biasness because everyone is influenced by their own personal opinion and their perception. Okay. What else do you think would be disadvantages as well? So for instance, where you are doing an in-depth study, an in-depth is because you want to understand more, you want to get deeper. So which means if you're using this in terms of for human resource audit, it will be difficult for you now to get deep into understanding complex HR problems in the organization. Because remember, I did say that the questionnaire should not be too long. Now, that being the case, it means there are some questions that you may not include because you're looking at the length of the questionnaire. In so doing, it is also having an implication on the results because it means that not all information will be captured. That's why in research we encourage that there should be triangulation. Research for the terminology when you're doing triangulation. Triangulation is where you're using multiple methods to collect data. Okay? That you're not relying only on one specific tool. Why? Because we understand that each particular tool has its own advantage and disadvantage. So when you feel like our performance is disadvantaged using a questionnaire, then you can say, okay, besides using a questionnaire, I'm also going to conduct interviews. The reason is to complement with the information that you have already collected in the questionnaire. But in simple terms, what we're saying is there is for triangulation that maybe after the multiple example because it is or may not be open enough in an interview, but they will be open enough on the questionnaire. So it's like you're trying to test in terms of how reliable is the in the information that you're collecting. Because some questions can also be similar that you have asked on the questionnaire and you have asked on the interview. But you find that the same person, the way how he's responding in an interview and the way how he's responding in the questionnaire, you find that it's different. That can help you also to test in terms of how reliable is the information that you're collecting, but at the same time also you're looking at it in terms of how viable. Okay? So using multiple methods is ideal because you want to test in terms of reliability of the information that you are collecting, but also you want to make sure that the audit itself that you're collecting, the information that you're getting from the employee is really a true reflection. It's a true reflection in terms of that can that information be a representative? Representative in the sense that, okay, if we ask students to say, can you give us your own opinion about the investor? The answers that you're going to give me should be similar to what another person would give. Because the reason why we use a sample is because we can't reach out to the total population. So remember, as the study that we're saying that we're looking at adult Malawi's population, adult population, how many are we? If we were to do this fully, we would have said in the it's going to take us years. But you deal with a specific sample. A specific fraction. But your assumption is that sample that you have selected, that small portion that you have selected is going to be what? Represented. In the sense that whatever opinion they're going to give you is what the rest of the people would have said. Okay? So I want to give a typical example about it. I don't know how that is your mind, you're tired of pain, or tired of being over. You find out how to survive in a money on that. Many people want to get the buffer for what is another chewing in the one out. Yeah, I remember what I said. Chivanja would say, Chivanja would for it. You know, the good others statistics. So how do they generate that? It's because they're able just to say, oh, okay, 1 out of 10 people is going to run out for the norm. And they're able to project such kind of statistics and to give it as an opinion that the whole around the outcome will be like this. Okay? Yeah. So that's what we're talking about in terms of representation. Yeah. So it means that there is no representation. Okay, then the next one is what we're talking about as an interview. So an interview can be one-on-one. Sometimes you can also use what are known as group discussions with the employees. And these group discussions now help you to also get more information, more insights. Okay? So in terms of depth, you find that with interviews, you can now go more deep. Yeah? So why are we saying deep? Is because some studies you are seeking basically maybe to explore. So when you're exploring, you need more stone and chain, because you want to know more. Because how do you explore? Yeah? If you have limitations. Yeah? It means you have to reach out to the larger group. And you have to also go deep into asking even questions that you think are not appropriate. Yeah? But because you want to get more understanding, it means that you get more information. And that's why we're saying that you can use an interview for that. Yeah. So like I've said, is that the interviews can be one-on-one, or it can even be in terms of group discussions with the employees, so that you get more information. So in terms of advantage, in terms of the interview, it means that the first advantage is that there is more in-depth insight. Yeah? Why? Because there are some people that are also comfortable when they are doing what? In a group, right? They will be unpronounceable and be, why is that comfortable? Yeah? Because they want to be seen as if they're dominating in the group. Yeah? And because of that, you are able to get more information. And sometimes it can also be that where one can argue. Yeah? Somebody is providing evidence, another one is arguing, you say, no, that is not what happened. You as a researcher, it means you're getting more what? Insight. Yes, you're getting more information. Yeah? So which means it helps you to also go deep in terms of your study to understand more about even the complex things that are happening in the world, in the organization. Okay? So you not just understand things from the surface, but you understand how deep are these particular problems that the organization is simply facing. Okay. So with interviews, again, you have a chance to clarify. Clarification in terms of that, sometimes you can ask a follow-up question. You're able to modify it. But with the questionnaire, remember that these questions have already been preset. You can't change it. Yeah? So there's no follow-up question. If somebody says no, why no? You don't even know. But with an interview, because you are conversating, yes? Okay, these problems that you have said that the organization is facing, why weren't you voicing out these concerns? What was the reason behind this? It means you'll be able to get more information. Wow.
function, they will be like a victims to the organization. They are as well functioning.
Let's get a bit seen as a trait, eh? Yeah, whistleblower. So you're trying to shun away. Yeah. But also sometimes in interviews, it may not be feasible to interview every employee. So when there are questionnaires, the idea where you're dealing with a larger number of people. Yeah. When the numbers are small, you can use alternative interviews. Yeah. Sometimes also the interviewer's biases and interpretation may affect the quality of the data. Yeah? I see we all like that, and sometimes the person who didn't come across the because you're using your own person what? Yeah, are you sure? Hey, I haven't even stated clearly what I faced, and you're already saying that you've come to a conclusion. Yeah, so which means that your personal judgment sometimes may crop in, and because of that, it might also affect in terms of the quality of the data. Sometimes it might also be two-way. Yeah, in terms of the decoding and the recording. Yeah, it can be how I've understood you or misunderstood you because it's communication, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes we say, you've already concluded it yourself. Yeah, or sometimes it can just be good merely where you didn't understand well. Or, as I said, is that your personal judgment is coming in. I think you don't want to right? Or sometimes even the actual recording. Yeah? The way how you have written down your points you find that maybe it's not precisely what the respondent stated. So in so doing, that's why we're saying that it will affect in terms of the data quality. Yeah? But also we have seen that we have also noticed that again it can also be time consuming at the same time also very costly to conduct it. Yeah. So it's cost in terms of that because we're looking at that it's time consuming. So you find that maybe to finish one interview 30 minutes, so you have 20 more waiting for you, and every 30 minutes